Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Mike, and greetings from the Medical Exercise Training Institute. I realize it's February of 2021, and you haven't heard very much from us over the last couple of months. But, folks, we've been busy. We've been diligently working on a couple of new programs that we think are going to be beneficial for medical exercise professionals around the world. So, if you have a few moments, let me explain a couple of things that we're doing. But also, I'd like to say thank you to all of you out there who've taken our courses and been supportive of us over the years. This is our 27th year offering the medical exercise specialist. We started back in July of 1994 with our first course in Washington, D.C. We had 14 participants for that course. And folks, the course we did back then is a lot different than the course we did now. That was a 5-day affair. We had it in one of the suburbs of Washington, D.C. And we had a really thick manual for that one. And that manual had a couple of typos in it. And I won't say a couple, it had a lot of typos in it. And myself and another physical therapist taught the course. And it started there and it's kind of grown over the last 26 years to where it is now. 6 continents, and our medical exercise professionals are doing great things. To the point now, we see a mass proliferation of medical fitness and post-rehab fitness certifications out there. So we're seeing a lot more folks that are now getting into this. Now, when we started back in 1994, as a physical therapist, we started to see a reduction in insurance reimbursement. And obviously that caused alarm on our part, but we also realized we needed to figure out a way we could transition our patients safely out of physical therapy into fitness settings. And that's where we developed the medical exercise specialist. That's what we developed the medical exercise specialist for. So now we've seen the medical exercise concept evolve now to where we're seeing it everywhere. Health clubs, hospital-based fitness centers, personal training studios, physical therapists are hiring them in their facilities, or chiropractors. So this thing is growing. So when we started back in 1994, it truly was post-rehab. Literally, it was the therapist saw the patient. Once the patient reached their point of discharge, they then handed them off to the fitness professional. That was the original concept. Well, folks, we realized after about a decade or so, that wasn't 100% how it worked. We started to realize that maybe you were living in Florida or in Arizona, you were a personal trainer / medical exercise specialist, and you were working with clients that had come down from, say, Toronto or New York or maybe Minneapolis, and they had moved down to the southern portion of the United States because it was just warmer. And they weren't just simply snowbirds picking up and going home. They were now there permanently. And they had undergone hip replacements. Maybe they had strokes. They had other things that were going on. And finding the physician that was there attending, or their surgeon, was now impossible. The surgeon that had done the hip replacement for your 67-year-old client that you're working with in, say, Coral Gables, the physician now had moved from Toronto out to Calgary. And then he retired and then moved out to Vancouver. Nobody could find him. So now you're stuck with, okay, I've got this client that really needs help with exercise, and I'm trying to get in touch with the physician to find out what the status was, and I've now got to do more screening, a better assessment. I now have to use more judgment and more critical thinking in figuring out how to progress this client. And yes, she doesn't have any red flags, but I got to figure out what to do because I don't have the opportunity to talk to the physician, or she doesn't have a physical therapist here because she hasn't needed it. So we realized then this wasn't just post-rehab, it was medical exercise training, which meant you needed a whole new skill set. You needed more ability to assess the client, to make a determination how to progress the client also. So with that now, we're going to see that even more so from 2021 moving forward. Now, we're in the midst of the COVID pandemic. We wanted to release this course in September of 2020. But of course, COVID kind of dampened everything across the world for everybody. So now we're going to offer this program beginning in the spring of 2021. And we're excited about it. And this new program that we have is the Advanced Medical Exercise Specialist Residency. Emphasis on residency. Folks, when we started with the MES course back in '94, we wanted to give you the basic skills and knowledge necessary to make that transition from the gym to working with medically based clients. How to communicate with doctors and therapists, some basic information on how to apply a protocol-based exercise to conditions. But we see now you need a little bit more. No, you need a lot more. And here's the reason. We've seen cutbacks continually in physical therapy services and occupational therapy services and rehabilitation period over the last 26 years. Those cuts are becoming even more drastic now. And with COVID and the number of individuals who aren't able to go to physical therapy, aren't able to come into the gym and work out, many of these individuals, when we finally get hold of COVID, we control it, we're going to find that those individuals will now come out of their homes or where they've been quarantined or sheltering. And now we're going to see a huge explosion in the need for medical exercise training. And with that explosion, it's going to require a higher level of skill, knowledge, and the ability to manage clients that we haven't seen before. So with that, this new course is designed to give you just that. It's a residency program. It's a year-long program, and we're going to do it virtually because right now we're still in the midst of the COVID pandemic. We don't want to bring students to our facility here in Houston and eventually cause a problem. So we're going to do this virtually. And we're going to do it on the weekends. We're going to do it virtually, and we're going to give you more experience and a deeper mentorship, along with a deeper level of understanding of how you apply exercise to these medical conditions. And we're really excited about it. Now, we'll have a couple other videos that will give you more detail, but the second project we're working on is an electronic medical record system for medical exercise professionals. It's designed specifically for you. And the reason we're working on that is because we realize you're trying to piecemeal things with systems that are designed for physical therapy or occupational therapy or nursing or physicians. But along with that, you need additional pieces like the ability to access a library of digital library of exercises, the ability to document what you're doing with your clients in the form that's utilized by a medical exercise professional, not a licensed medical professional. Along with that, we also realize we need to start gathering data on the effectiveness and the efficacy of medical exercise training. So this new medical exercise training electronic medical record system will allow us to do just that. You can now document what you're doing with the client. You'll be able to access exercises or exercise diagrams, and you'll be able to share some of that information. So across the world now, as medical exercise professionals, we can now start to build a database that will allow us to now say, hey, when clients come to us with these conditions after physical therapy is done, we now see after maybe 8 or 9 visits, their improvement in function increases by, say, 43%. That now really says that we're professionals and we're moving forward. Also, this advanced medical exercise specialist residency will establish a higher level of professionalism and the standardization of medical exercise training delivery. So we're really excited about 2021. So we haven't been just simply kicking back and relaxing. We've actually been working quite a bit on a couple of things. So if you have any questions for me, email me at drmike@postrehab.com. Now, I haven't given you much details on these things because we're still working everything out. We still got a few bugs to fix with the EMR program. We've still got a couple of things to do with the Advanced Medical Exercise Specialist Residency. So please stay tuned. We'll provide more information and more detail for you. We'll give you an idea how you can register, how you can sign up for the EMR, but we're looking forward to this. And I think the one thing we've come to realize, folks, over the last 27 years is medical exercise training is here to stay. It's not going anyplace. It's going to get bigger. It's going to continue to grow, and the need for it will just simply exponentially grow. So thanks for watching. All the best to you out there as you're going to now deal with 2021. And I think we can all say, good riddance 2020. We're done with you. We're looking forward to doing greater things in 2021. So all the best, and thank you for all your support over the years.